After the death of Prophet Temitope Joshua, the founder of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, was confirmed, the bereaved members held a mini service at the church main entrance. The bereaved members were wailing, worshipping, and praying. The members said it is necessary to hold the service to honor God for giving them a cleric like TB Joshua, who has fought a good fight and won. One of the worshippers, Jane Maduko, said, "We need to hold this service because we have not been holding service at the main church auditorium since COVID-19 outbreak. The man of God has been telling members to hold on, that church service cannot hold in the church until he heard from God that he did not want any member to suffer from the virus. We are bereaved because we didn't expect this to happen. This is not the right time for the man of God to die, but God knows the reason why he has to take him." I mean, no matter what you think of the man, it was definitely shocking, very much shocking. No one expected it. I mean, no one really expects death, but of course, it's caused a lot of sadness online, to be very honest. People are remembering the things that he'd done, and to be honest, even if you don't, or some people didn't, I think death anyhow of an influential man or any influential person, it really does put things into perspective. You're like, whoa, you might not have to know the person, but then when you see that people have loved somebody who was very much impactful, you then think, and you're like, wow, you understand that having a life on earth, you must have meaning, and you must be intentional about the kind of legacy that you want to leave behind, in which, to be honest, in the heart of the people he's touched, he is very much, he will never be forgotten, to be very honest, and all that. So yeah, someone says, "I remember when he said Buhari would die before 2021. Oop. Okay, it was actually very funny, because on Twitter, a lot of people were like, God, you took the wrong person. And people were like, you know what, God, this was not the person that we expected for you to take." Somebody says, "Such is life. Rest on, prophet of God. We love you, but he who sent you loves you more. More people should pray for him. No man is monopoly of sin. God is infinite mercy, should look away his shortcomings and grant him eternal rest." All right. Someone says, "Rest on, God's general. You fought a good fight." I mean, to be honest, his philanthropic, deeds were very spread across. I mean, very much influential. I mean, yeah. I mean, when it comes to top pastors in Nigeria, he's one of them. And I don't know how to describe it. His influence is actually very big, very, very big. Somebody says, "I'm so shocked at hearing that his demise. It entails that everyone must die one day." Again, that's the thing. Death puts everyone into perspective, as in you will be shook. Yeah, obviously, very, very sad. Someone says, "God, why the good people dying every day, but the evil ones live?" Yeah, I mean, that's it. Somebody says, "Blind followers, man of God indeed, and who told you he hears from God? No repentance in the grave. Let God judge him according to his work." All right. I mean, again, people have different perspectives on him. He was, well, in the early days, very controversial preacher, very much controversial in terms of the miracles and all that. But I think that no matter what you thought of him, I think his death definitely shook the country or something. I mean, this is another phase, okay? This is like 2020 all over again. We're going to be having more protests, well, they're planning to, as well as, more deaths and all that. I mean, death is inevitable, but then when we have, influential people dying suddenly, of course, it's not anything. And of course, it's actually days to his birthday, as the church was planning on him turning 58, but he died at the age of 57. Somebody says, "The man I love so much is no more. TB Joshua, who will help the poor and needy among the men of God in Nigeria. As you did, rest in peace." Yeah, 57 is very much young. Someone says, "Short but impactful, fulfilling, and very influencing life. Better a century of life than that brings sorrow, blood. Okay. Somebody says, very necessary indeed. Pray on he is not dead, rather transformed. He will soon be back. Have hope. Someone replies and says, lol. Nigerians. Um, I pray the church should quickly install any of the wise men. Okay. Good night. I mean, we were very much sad. People were very much sad. And again, of course, a lot of people are complaining. I mean, there are different perspectives, especially on Twitter. People saying, oh, those ones who didn't like him before are now liking him now, showing him love. Da, da, da. And again, it's like, the fact is, you don't listen. In life, you can choose to be objective. Listen, you might not agree with somebody, but then again, if something bad happens to them, you can't feel for them, or you can feel for the impact of that bad thing. Or can we say death is a bad thing in this case? I mean, I do not know. I mean, he's lived a very fulfilling life, in which him being a man of God, as some has described, he has lived and used his life to serve others, which again would never be forgotten. Very much impactful. And oh wow, I mean, in terms of actually helping people, um yeah, I think it's one of the pastors that you can say for sure, like, you don't even have to go to the church, you don't even have to like do big research on him. Like, he is known for helping people 100%. um Someone says fake prophets all over Nigeria. I mean, if that is what you think, that's your prerogative. Somebody says, I'm in shock, RIP mentor. um God of heaven, turn this situation to a global testimony. um yeah. Somebody says, from him we come, him we will go back to. TB Joshua, a man of God, is very painful. I find it difficult to believe who we are to blame God. He knows best. May his soul rest in peace. I even think what is even more, I'll say, creepy or cryptic, or he was talking in cryptic language. I don't even know. But I think he did say that he wasn't going to celebrate his birthday this year, which of course, people were like, okay, we're just saying that now, but then at the time, I mean, that would not have brought about any panic, because maybe people thought, well, maybe he's not gonna have like a big party or anything. But then it's like, it seems as though people seem to interpret that he knew that it was his time to go, and he was sort of ready to, or like he was prepared to, if that makes sense. I mean, that is what it is. But what I think about this, and don't forget to like and subscribe.